Join me as I dive into this mysterious African folktale and try to uncover what really happened to her every night at 16. In many African cultures, folktales are more than just entertaining stories. They're vessels for passing down cultural values, traditions, and lessons from one generation to the next. And today, we're going to explore one such folktale that has been captivating audiences for centuries. It all started on the night of Amara's 16th birthday, when mysterious whispers led her into a world beyond her own. In the heart of a village surrounded by sprawling savannas and ancient baobab trees, there lived a girl named Amara. She was 16, on the cusp of womanhood, a time when tradition, dreams, and responsibilities began to settle heavily on one's shoulders. Amara was known for her effortless grace, her laughter as bright as the morning sun, and a smile that warmed the hearts of everyone she encountered. But as the elders often warned, a clear day does not mean the night will be safe. This story comes to us as part of Storytime Africa, where we delve into the rich, mysterious world of African folktales to uncover lessons, explore traditions, and understand the deeper significance behind these time-honored tales. It all started on the night of Amara's 16th birthday. The village celebrated her coming of age with singing, drumming, and the flicker of a great bonfire that reached toward the heavens. But as the stars took over the sky and midnight drew near, the wind grew still and an unsettling silence fell over the village. That night, when the world was asleep, Amara woke to the sound of soft whispers seeping through her walls, carried by an unseen force. She sat up in her bed, her heart beating fast as an inexplicable pull urged her to leave her hut. And then the presence revealed itself, not in a form Amara could see, but as a feeling, as though the air became heavy and electric. It stirred her, not with fear, but curiosity. And before she could resist, she was swept into a journey unlike anything she had ever imagined. Every night after that, the same thing happened. As soon as the village grew quiet and the moon climbed high, Amara would feel its pull. The whispers would summon her into the vast unknown. No one saw her leave, and no one knew where she went. But by the time her village awoke with the rising sun, Amara would return, stepping silently into her home, as though the night had claimed and returned only part of her. As the nights passed, the villagers began to notice changes. Amara no longer joined her friends at the well to fetch water in the mornings. Her laughter, once so easily shared, had faded into distant smiles. She spoke less and looked weary, her once glowing eyes now shadowed as if they had stared too long into something beyond human comprehension. "What has happened to her?" the villagers whispered. Was she cursed by the spirits, or has she been chosen by them? In a village where mysticism was woven into everyday life, no one dared to confront Amara directly. Instead, they whispered tales of what they believed was happening. Some said she was being taken by the ancestors to learn their secrets. Others feared she had drawn the attention of malevolent forces who meant to take her soul. And then there were those who whispered she had been chosen. For greatness, or for ruin, no one knew for sure. Amara's family was at a loss. Her mother wept quietly, clinging to the old charms of protection that hung above their door. Her father sought out the village elder, a wise woman named Adisa, who listened calmly as the worried man poured out his fears. "The spirits reach out because they see with other eyes," Adisa said cryptically. "Whatever has touched Amara, it is something she alone must face. But the answers she seeks are not outside her. They are buried deep within her soul." Amara, meanwhile, felt as though she was living between two worlds. During the day, she was a girl bound by the expectations of village life. But at night, she was something else entirely. Or perhaps heading toward becoming something else. Each journey whisked her across vast, dreamlike landscapes. Fields shimmering with golden light. Forests where trees spoke forgotten languages. Mountains where shadows danced like living beings. The presence was always there, just out of reach, guiding her, tugging her forward, yet never speaking its purpose. "Why me?" she whispered once into the darkness, her voice trembling. But the wind swallowed her question, and she received no answer. As more nights unfolded, it became harder for Amara to reconcile her dual realities. She grew withdrawn, struggling to distinguish the tangible world of her village from the surreal visions of her nightly journeys. Her friends avoided her now, some out of fear, others out of frustration. Even her parents, heartbroken, didn't know how to reach her anymore. The girl they had known seemed to be slipping away. But Amara wasn't merely being haunted, she was being prepared. One night, the presence guided her to the edge of what felt like the world itself. An endless sky of stars reflected on a glassy surface of water. Amara, hesitant and trembling, gazed into the mirrored surface and saw herself, but not as the girl she knew. In the reflection, she was shrouded in light, a figure of strength, wisdom, and mystery. And then she saw it. The presence at last revealed. It was neither man nor beast, neither wholly real nor a figment of her imagination. It was a spirit tied to the earth, an ancient guardian connected to her lineage. It spoke, not with words, but directly into her heart. "You are the keeper of the stories, the bridge between the seen and unseen. This is your purpose." At once, everything clicked. Amara understood why she had been chosen. The nightly journeys were not a curse. They were a gift, a calling. She had been entrusted with the knowledge of her ancestors, stories meant to guide her people and preserve the wisdom of their past. But it would be a burden as much as a blessing, one that required sacrifice and isolation. The next morning, for the first time in weeks, Amara awoke with clarity. She stood taller, her eyes shining with the weight of purpose. When she stepped outside, the villagers took notice. Whispers turned to stares, and stares turned to awe. Without words, they felt the change in her and the respect her presence commanded. When Amara returned to Elder Adisa's hut seeking counsel, the old woman smiled knowingly. "You carry the weight well, child," she said, "but do not forget, even strength must rest." From that day forward, Amara embraced her role. By day, she began sharing stories. Lessons from her journeys that taught her listeners about resilience, gratitude, and balance. By night, she continued her journeys, gathering wisdom from the unseen world. Her connection to both realms made her a figure of great reverence, though she never escaped loneliness entirely. And so, this mysterious African folktale leaves us with questions to ponder. What would you do if called to a purpose larger than yourself? Would you embrace it, even if it meant isolation? Or would you turn away, clinging to the comfort of normalcy? Amara's story reminds us of the sacrifices and beauty of stepping into the unknown. It's a timeless tale about finding one's purpose, no matter how heavy the burden, and walking the path meant for you alone. If you enjoyed diving into Amara's journey and exploring the spiritual depth of this story, like, share, and subscribe to Storytime Africa for more enchanting folktales and cultural treasures. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. What do you think really happened to Amara each night, and what does her story mean for the rest of us? Until next time, keep the stories alive and let the magic of the past guide you forward.